Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. Fire crews in Luzerne County were called to an early morning fire in Rice Township. They got the call to the home on Church Road in Rice Township around 2:30 and found flames shooting from the structure when they arrived. The fire went to 2 alarms. No one was living in the home at the time. Initial reports are the home in Mountaintop was destroyed. A Pennsylvania State Police fire marshal is looking for a cause. Local, state police, and members of the ATF were at a home in Harveys Lake yesterday and took a man into custody. Steve Weaver was indicted earlier this month by a federal grand jury for multiple counts of illegal firearms possession. Federal prosecutors allege the 35-year-old between March and May of this year was using illegal drugs, possessed a stolen firearm, and made false statements in connection with the purchase of a firearm. The case was part of the Project Safe Neighborhoods. Now on to Schuylkill County, where the trial for a Tamaqua man charged with stabbing his wife to death in 2017 is underway in a Schuylkill County courtroom. 54-year-old Robert Bailey is accused of stabbing his wife Diane 27 times with a pocket knife outside the couple's Lafayette Street home the night of November 26, 2017. Bailey has admitted to the crime and is facing first and third-degree murder charges, among other offenses. On Monday, several witnesses testified, including their daughter, Kaylee Heil. She was there when her father killed her mother and described her father as looking dead inside, with no color in his eyes that night. Bailey's trial will continue with more testimony. Jury selection was to begin yesterday morning in Luzerne County Court in the murder-for-hire plot accusations against a drumswoman. However, the trial of Agnes Marsicano for a felony count of solicitation to commit murder has been continued until September in response to a motion from her defense attorney. Prosecutors say the 64-year-old contacted an unidentified informant in December of 2017 to take out her ex-husband. She's being held in the Luzerne County Correctional Facility. A Shenandoah man who was wanted on a Schuylkill County bench warrant was taken into custody and found with meth. According to Shenandoah police, 36-year-old Stephen Indick of Shenandoah was taken into custody in the 200 block of West Center Street June 13th. Police say Indick was wanted on a bench warrant issued by the Schuylkill County District Attorney's Office for failure to appear on an original charge of receiving stolen property. When he was taken into custody, he was found to be in possession of methamphetamine. Indick was locked up in Schuylkill County Prison on the bench warrant and now faces additional drug charges. A 25-year-old man from Harrisburg is still being treated after his motorcycle crashed in one part of Schuylkill County Sunday night. Investigators say the man went off Malone's Road and he and the bike ended up in Little Mahanoy Creek in that part of Butler Township. He was there until Monday afternoon when he was spotted by a passerby. No word on his condition. The city of Hazleton looking at a capital budget that would run from 2020 through 2024. In that budget, the city is looking at replacing a number of city-owned vehicles. City Fire Chief Donald Leschko said he has proposed the city replace 2 pumper and the city's tower ladder truck. The 3 have reached their life expectancy.
In looking at that apparatus, it's our 1 tower ladder and our 2 pumpers, an 87 Mack pumper, a 2002 KME pumper, and a 1995 tower ladder. What happens is predominantly when the apparatus is purchased in the city of Hazleton, from 2002 forward has been purchased through community development. The last piece of apparatus that was purchased out of the city general fund came out of Capital Projects 95, was the 1995 tower ladder. So in doing that, we worked up a plan, and taking those three pieces of apparatus. The average year of that apparatus right now is 25 years. Right now, the NFPA standard, that's over its life expectancy. Though that apparatus is ready to be retired.
Leschko says the proposal includes lease purchases with terms of either 10 or 15 years. The city is also looking for 2 dump trucks with plows, lawn mowers, a pickup, and a second salt shed to be built. The city police department is looking at lease purchasing 4 vehicles that would be replaced every 4 years. The 5-year total is just over $2.6 million. City Council will have to sign off on the capital project, and it's talked about during the upcoming budget talks. Coming up on WYLN News, roadwork in McAdoo, plus keeping emergency personnel safe. But first, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. More rain, more thunderstorms, and then, is that the sun on Friday? We'll be right back.
It's Hemi again from All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua to let you know we're going topless during the Jeep Celebration event, where you get the lowest prices and no sales gimmicks. So head into summer in a new Jeep from All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where there's no bones about getting dealer invoice pricing every day.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Road work continues in McAdoo, where this week PennDOT and contractors have closed down a very busy stretch of Route 309. Kennedy Drive from Blaine Street to Washington Street has been closed and will remain that way for a few months. Crews will be relocating a water line and rehabbing a tunnel that the flood control flows through. A detour has been set up, sending cars into Calares and back out to 309. All trucks have been detoured onto Interstate 81 to avoid McAdoo. That project continuing into next year. This week is Safety Stand-Down Week, and the State Fire Commissioner, Bruce Trego, is focusing the attention of the firefighting community on critical safety and health issues facing emergency service personnel. Today, WYLN's Gary Perna spoke with one local fire chief on the safety procedures that are in place.
Firefighters in the city of Hazleton are always prepared for the next call, but the department is now also prepared for preventing cancer. Chief Donald Leschko said the department has taken many steps to help firefighters stay healthy.
In the job we do, we definitely come into contact with some pretty very dangerous chemicals. Not all, I mean, on a regular house fire, with the furniture that burns, the plastics that burn, it's putting off a great amount of carcinogens, and it's causing great harm to our firefighters. And I mean, the number one cause right now that's affecting the health of our firefighters is cancer. After every call, firefighters must wash their bunker gear no matter what. When our guys do come back from an incident, they immediately need the decon. I mean, we do a decon on the scene, which is washing the most heaviest particulates off the body, off the gear. We also carry on all of our trucks, we carry a bucket. It's actually filled with a cleaner, a spray cleaner, and also sandy wipes for the firefighter to use to wash their hands, their face, their neck area. The areas where we've seen through studies that have been done through nationally that's where the strongest area of absorption into your body comes in, the neck area, the face area, the hands, and all that. So we're trying to get the firefighters adapted to combating that early and trying to prevent all that from occurring.
The state fire commissioner said reducing firefighters' exposures to materials that may cause cancer is everyone's responsibility. The commissioner said today's homes are filled with synthetic materials that can affect firefighters. In Hazleton, Chief Leschko said they are also wiping down all equipment and are no longer allowing bunker gear to be in the day room where firefighters sit and eat.
This takes an open-ended approach. It takes not only approach as a chief or a deputy chief or assistant chiefs, but it takes an all-in approach by those officers along with the firefighters working together to make sure this occurs. We've seen the days that the firefighters come back with the cruddy gear, the dirty helmet, and saying, hey, look at me. I was in a fire. It was a nasty fire. Look what I did. You sort of look cool in the fire service. Well, now you see that you actually look like, honestly, somebody that I wouldn't want to associate with my department, because the bottom line is we're here as a team, as a family, to try to make sure we prevent and give the best health we can to our firefighters.
According to the National Association of Firefighters, cancer is now the leading cause of death among them. Firefighters have high risks of respiratory, digestive, and urinary cancer compared to the general population. Chief Leschko said the department here in Hazleton now makes sure that all their gear is deconned after any major incident. Days of firefighters going home with dirty bunker gear is no more. Now they must come and make sure everything is clean and put back before they can go home. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
The Times-Leader newspaper filed a right-to-know request on the mutual general release and buyout agreement between the Crestwood School District and two former employees. Former Superintendent Joseph Gorham's agreement is dated January 11th. It shows his final day of employment as January 17th. Former Operations Manager Christopher Gregarious was changed from paid administrative leave to sick leave and must resign officially June 30th. Both men also received pay and health insurance through June 30th. Both sides also agreed to waive further legal action on the matter. The two were suspended last year after a state audit found bus drivers did not have required clearances, causing school to be canceled for 2 days. Today, Governor Tom Wolf vetoed budget season legislation to substantially ramp up taxpayer support for private and religious schools in Pennsylvania. In his veto message, he questioned why Pennsylvania should expand a tax credit that subsidizes private institutions while the state's public school system remains underfunded. The Democratic governor also criticized the tax credit program as lacking accountability. It would have nearly doubled the educational improvement tax credit to $210 million annually. On Monday, U.S. Senator Pat Toomey wrote the governor, urging him to sign that, and made the case for nearly doubling a tax credit program. Congressman Dan Muser hosted an economic development forum for business owners and local government leaders today in Schuylkill Haven. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has more.
Congressman Dan Muser moderated a panel discussion at Penn State Schuylkill today on available federal funding and programs that could be used to revitalize communities and bring business investment to the 9th Congressional District.
The Trump administration is very interested in assuring that we, as members of Congress, are utilizing all the federal resources for development purposes and revitalization purposes throughout our district. So the SBA, the USDA, and HUD, Housing and Urban Development, sent in their top people, even a deputy secretary, to come in and share with our community and business leaders on what is available from a loan perspective and just a general investment perspective. Our area is ripe for advancement and revitalization and opportunity. There's so much value within our cities, and we just need those resources to come together. We have to be smart about it. We need to bring capital investment and any other resources so as we can really make our area as exciting and a great place to live and a great place to start a business as any other place.
It's National Home Ownership Month, and the USDA offers fantastic rates for those that are credit worthy in their single-family housing guaranteed program as well as their direct program.
Our Reconnect program on broadband is really a focal point of what we are trying to do to get connectivity out in the 9th District and all across Pennsylvania. So I think it's a great program. It needs to get some more eyes on it so we can get some more applicants through the door. And that would be your telecoms, your electric co-ops, and so on and so forth.
SBA knows it's important to be here in rural America with their federal partners to let them know that the Trump administration's working together to help everyone.
So whether you're in rural, suburban, or urban America, we're all here, and our resources are no longer in silos. We're working together, and we wanted to spread the word to let everyone know there's free resources, especially at the Small Business Administration. We help businesses start, grow, and expand. So no matter where you are in the level of your business, whether you woke up in the morning and you had an idea for a business or you're looking to go to the next level, we're there for you. 16 federal agencies are a part of the Opportunity Zone Council. Not only are these 16 agencies now working together, they are prioritizing grant applicants so that they can receive free funds, grants from the federal government to revitalize their communities.
When people think HUD, people think big cities like Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., and forget about the towns in and around Schuylkill County.
So my goal is to get out in the field to talk to them that we are here. You know, these aren't cookie cutter approaches. We don't want cookie cutter approaches coming out of headquarters. Policies that just affect the big cities. When we start getting down in the lower levels and like the Girardville and the Gilbertons, that we talk to the people that are from those communities to find out, okay, well, this is working in Philadelphia. We don't think it'll work here. Tell me what you think will work here. And then this gives me the opportunity when I go back and meet with the secretary and the deputy secretary, say, listen, I was in these communities in and around Schuylkill County, and these things that we're doing, they're great, and they might work well in Washington, but you know what? They're not working well on the neighborhood level, and let me tell you why, and walk right down the line.
Reporting in Schuylkill Haven for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
Coming up on Delano's News Choice, like to go to an Italian fest this weekend? We'll tell you where you can find one. Plus, if you are going out celebrating, don't forget your DD in Trooper Talk Tuesday. Stay with us.
The Poconos are rich with small historic towns with very unique attractions.
That's right, Ashley. The Pocono Mountains, although it's known for wintertime and summertime activities, have great small towns and villages that are awesome and really alive.
We're going to show you some of the off-the-beaten-path gems that the Poconos has to offer
on this edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine.
We're here at the beautiful Wayne County Courthouse in downtown Honesdale. I'm with Joe and Vicki, and they're going to give us an idea of what they've been doing to attract new visitors.
Many of our organizations have been having great events and festivals here in Honesdale and all around the county to show the visitor what's going on here.
We're very rich in history, our courthouse, our railroads, our canals, and great recreation opportunities on our rivers and state forests.
We're in beautiful Milford, Pennsylvania with the Mayor, Sean Stroop.
Thanks, Chris. We're standing in the middle of Milford's National Historic District. Milford was called the prettiest county seat in America by Atlantic Magazine, and it's easy to see why. We have great architecture, incredible history, an emerging food scene with a lot of new restaurants, galleries, boutiques, and that's why we've become such a tourist destination over the last 15 or 20 years, particularly for New Yorkers, because we're only 90 minutes away.
One of the things that makes visiting small towns in the Poconos so enjoyable is their food. Obviously, Chris agrees. These cupcakes are from Cocoon Coffee House. There are so many unique foods that you get to try while visiting the small towns here in the Pocono Mountains. When you visit us here in the Poconos, make sure you spend some time in Milford, Hawley, and Honesdale.
You won't believe the great treasures you'll find and the wonderful people you'll meet. To learn more, visit us at PoconoMountains.com/magazine.
Welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday here on WYLN, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm joined with Trooper Anthony Petrowski from Pennsylvania State Police Hazleton. And today we're talking about DUIs. And we see a spike in them in the summertime because we have a lot of picnics, a lot of parties, a lot happening. But you also need to be safe about it too. And we see an uptick, Trooper, with this, especially with the festivals that go on, graduation parties that are happening. People just need to remember to use common sense when they're out having a good time.
Sure, and you know what? Two easy things. Number one, don't drink and drive. Don't drive impaired at all. Will keep you out of trouble. But number two, if you know you're going to be going to a graduation party, you're going to have a couple drinks, plan ahead. Plan ahead. Have that designated driver. And then the next time you go out, change the designated driver. Beyond that, there's plenty of outlets out there. There's taxis, there's Uber, there's different things that could get you to and from where you're going safely. Trust me, it's not worth it. It's a lot of money, it's a criminal record. Nobody needs to go through it.
And we see in the summertime too, along with cars and all that, you also, could you get a DUI for being on a ATV or UTV or something like that? Because we see a spike in them in the summertime as well.
You can. That's considered a motor vehicle. You absolutely can. And also, Fish and Boat Commission see it a lot, but you can get it on a boat also. You know, you got to realize when you're operating a machine like that, it could cause harm, serious bodily harm to you, to somebody else. So being impaired while operating, that's not safe for everybody. We've got to use our head and be responsible.
I know, you know, we've talked about DUIs, we've talked about being safe out on the roads, and it seems like we bring this up, you know, pretty regularly of what we're doing. On top of all this, you said the fines, you could lose your license, all this happening because, you know, you got behind the wheel of a vehicle. As a, you know, trooper seeing all this, it's not worth it.
It's not. Trust me, it's not worth it. I mean, it's a criminal arrest. Fingerprinted and photographed, you have a criminal record, and it is a lot of money. You could lose your license. If you don't have a license, you can't drive to work. That's your livelihood. It's not worth it. Plan ahead, be responsible about it, and you'll have no issues. Because troopers, we're always out enforcing, we're always out looking, and the reason why is because we want to make the road safe.
Right. A lot going on. So when you think about this summer and you want to go out and have a great time, we want you to have a great time, but we need to be safe about it because you're not only putting yourself in danger, but everyone else around you. And think of the consequences. You get in a car crash, you know, you're putting a lot of people's lives in jeopardy with that. So just be careful, plan ahead, know what's going on, have a designated driver, get a taxi or an Uber. They have those services now. They're great. You can use them. And just be smart and have fun this summer.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday, everyone. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Not only is Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer your craft beer headquarters, they have great food too. Check out Georgetown's Pub Fare menu. G-Town scallops, cheesy crab pretzel, smoked brisket, smoked wings, and more. Or how about their Flight and Bites with your choice of sauces and 5-ounce draft beers. They have a great selection of craft beers on tap, and you can get it to go in a crowler. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer in Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Check them out on the web at georgetowndeli.com. The Whitetail Preserve Spring Trap Skeet League starts Tuesday, April 16th at 5 p.m. It is open to anyone who is above beginner stage in their skills. You can sign up at Whitetail any weekend leading up to the start date. Remember, the kitchen is open on Tuesdays at 5, so no need to fret over dinner. The cost is $30 to sign up, and this will go towards league maintenance, prizes, and the banquet that will be held June 18th. Remember to follow Whitetail on Facebook, facebook.com/whitetail-preserve.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Pennsylvania's First Lady Frances Wolf is encouraging women in the Commonwealth to wear white or purple and gold on Monday. It's to honor the suffragettes who did the same to support the Votes for Women movement. It's in celebration of the 100th anniversary of Pennsylvania's ratification of the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. The PA General Assembly voted to provide women the right to vote June 24, 1919, and became law nationally August 26, 1920, after 36 of the 48 existing states at the time ratified the 19th Amendment. This weekend, Eckley Miners Village presents Patchtown Days Italian Fest, June 22nd and 23rd from 10 to 5 each day. You can experience life in an 1800s coal patch town. This year's festival celebrates the heritage and contribution of the Italian families that made Eckley their home. There will be, of course, ethnic food and music, dance performances, historic demonstrations, bocce ball events, and village tours. Adults, $10, seniors, $9, youth, $6. For more information, you can call 570-636-2070. And before we wrap up this evening, we want to make sure we say a very happy birthday day today to our news director, Gary Perna. Hope and Chico's little boy celebrating his birthday today, Whitney's love of her life, and of course, from burning down the cake to putting out the fire, our Gary. What would we do without him? Happy birthday, Gary. That's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. Stay with us. A look at today's weather next here on WYLN TV.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. Having an intimate gathering and don't want to wrestle in the kitchen? Call Whitetail and ask about their food-to-go catering menu. They'll do the cooking, you relax and entertain your guests. Call Mike at 570-535-6123.
A sense of self-worth, of purpose after war. It can be found by having the courage to learn new things and experience new adventures. We develop confidence through accomplishment. If you're a combat veteran struggling with the scars of war, consider getting into the outdoors. The outdoors has really helped me cope, and it just might help you too. Get out of the house, experience life and the healing power of nature.
Watch Staff Sergeant Olson heal the wounds of war through outdoor activities. Watch Warrior Summit Outdoors.